day number 1. It is Saturday morning. At 4:30 in the morning, I get a text from him saying, "Hi, I miss you." And then later on that day at around 10, "Hi, how are you?" Then later on at around in the afternoon, "Oh, hi, I miss you." And then later on one more time in the afternoon, "Hi, text me or call me." And then I get a phone call about 4 times. But I didn't answer because this is me over here blowing out of my mind that he was dumb enough to think that I wanted to hang out again. And then day number 2, where he texted me again at 4 in the morning saying like, "Hey, I miss you." And then later on at 4:30, I get another text with a link that sent me to a video. It was a decent song, but it was mostly about him saying, "I don't care what they say about me." And I'm over here like, I care. I really care because you're not someone I want to be with. And later on in that evening, I get 2 phone calls from him. And I picked up on the second one that he ended up calling. And I answered. I'm like, "What do you want?" I didn't even say hi. I'm like, "What do you want?" And then this is him. "Oh, I just wanted to say hi. I miss you." And I'm like, what is there to miss? It's just me. Like, there's nothing special. Like, what? And then this is him. "Oh, but I just really miss you. I want to hang out." And I'm like, yeah, you know, buddy. No, I'm at my uncle's house. I was actually at my uncle's house. And then he's like, "Well, I can go pick you up from wherever you're at. Come on, let's hang out." Kids, let me remind you, this is already like 8 or 9 p.m. I don't like going out around that time unless it's with one of my really close friends that my parents know who they are personally. So, no. And then I told him like, "No, I'm not gonna go." "Come on, Jocelyn, let's go. I'll go get you. Come on." And he started insisting again and again, and this was getting very annoying to me. And I told him, "No, I don't want to go with you." And then he's like, "Come on." And I'm like, "Okay, Eric, now you're really starting to make me mad." I ended up cussing though. I'm like, but I'm leaving, changing words, because this is how I actually talk in real life. I normally don't cuss, so I change it up. And I'm like, "Okay, Eric, you're really starting to make me mad." Yes, I just said his name, whatever. Anyways, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this guy's not gonna leave me alone. Please, Jocelyn, just do something that's gonna scare him away. And then this is where I finally told him the whole truth on what I'm into. I'm like, "Okay, Eric, I'm not gonna hang out with you because I'm not into you. Okay, you are not my type." And then he's like, "Okay, then give me some advice. What can I do to change it? Something to win you over, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, Eric, there's nothing you can do that's gonna change how I feel or what I think and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, "Oh, but come on." And I'm like, okay, Jocelyn, it's time to be more brutally honest with him. So I ended up telling him this straight up. I'm like, "Okay, well, first of all, I like black guys. Yes, kids, this is what I'm into. I like people that are darker than me. That's what I want to date, okay? That's just what I'm more attracted to. It is what it is, okay? I can't do anything to change it. I've tried, can't. It is what it is." Sorry, if I start turning red, it's because I'm a little embarrassed. Not because of what I'm into, but it's because I'm telling you guys what I feel and what I'm into. Anyways, and then boom, it's like the whole world stopped for him for a second. He's like, "Ouch, that really hurt, Jocelyn." I told him straight up, like, "I don't care. I really don't care. This is what I'm into, okay? You're just not my type," and blah, 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 blah. And then fast forward now to Sunday. What happened Sunday? Oh, just a repeat of like getting a text at 4:30, at 4:50, and then later at 6 a.m. This is the a.m. And then another text somewhere around 6 p.m. and then no, not 5. I'm exaggerating now. It was another 3 phone calls from him, which I did not answer at all. Monday, my first day of college for the semester. And what happened that day? Oh, let me just tell you a story now, kids. This is my first day of the semester. Where in college, if you don't show up on time, or even show up at all, you get dropped from the class. So that means you paid for nothing. And that's if you even paid for the class. or you bought the books for nothing, and that's if you even have the books. So if you miss out, you do get dropped from the class. There's no such thing as your spot is reserved, okay? Someone fills it up right away. There is no such thing as waiting. There's no such thing as the teacher's gonna wait for you. No. So he calls me that nice beautiful morning at around 8 a.m. saying, hey, what are you doing? And then I was actually sitting at a table reading a book for the class I was about to enter. And I told him I'm at school. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go over there so we can hang out. And I told him, like, no, my class is gonna start soon. I lied to him about what time it started, though, because he kept insisting again. 15 minutes before class starts, I get another call from him. Actually, literally, it was 15 minutes before my class started. And he's like, let's hang out. And then I told him no. And he kept insisting that we hang out. And I actually did cuss him out on the phone. And I hung up on him. I didn't care. He called me another 2 times during that period of that class. Then he called me another 2 times when it was my break. And he was actually on campus. He went to my campus twice. He is not a student at my school. He is nothing to my school. So for him to show up twice, forcing me to hang out with him, I was this close if I had seen him face to face to calling security. And I have security on speed dial because I've had several other issues before. Anyways, in total that morning he called me 9 times. And 2 of those phone calls, 2, my bad. I don't know what this is. 2 of the phone calls, one of my friends answered the phone for me. And I'm so glad that she did and told him off. Because that's what ended up getting him to go away. So now I'm going to fast forward to Tuesday. Sorry kids, I'm just really angry at what happened on that Tuesday. This is why I was so grumpy in my last video. Because of what happened on that Tuesday. So I get home from school, you know, I'm really exhausted. I'm taking a hip hop class and a body conditioning class, and it's really kicking my butt now. And, you know, I'm over here reading, studying for English, because I had an essay due within the next 2 days, and I needed to get the reading done, and it was a lot of reading. Anyways, so I'm sitting at the computer, and next thing you know, my phone starts ringing. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's probably AT&T, or my mom needs something. No! Very wrong. It was him. And I let the phone ring the first time. And then the second time, I double clicked the power button on my phone so it would just reject the call. And then I get a text message. Kids, lo and behold, it was him. He said, he ended up texting me saying, come outside. Oh my lord, I ended up dropping everything that I had in my hands. Got up and ran to the door. Like, I was sitting right in that little corner. Okay, like I was saying, I was sitting right in that corner. And I dropped all my books and I ran to the door. And lo and behold, I look outside that door. He was right there getting an ice cream from the paletero man. And I had to stop and think. I was like, okay, where's my family? My mom's at work, my sister's in my room, and my dad. Where is my dad? And I was thinking really hard. And I was like, where could he be? And then I'm like, then it hit me. And I was like, oh my lord, he's outside. And I haven't ran until this semester because of this injury I have in my leg. On the nerve of my leg and my knee injury. And I ran as fast as I could outside that door. I managed to jump at least 4 to 5 steps to reach the ground. And he had been talking to my dad already. He got there before I got there. And this is what he freaking says to my dad. He's like, hey bro, I've been wanting to meet you. Kids, could you imagine how mad I was at this point? That was the first time in all my life that I lost my temper. My parents have made me mad in the past, you know, because it's parents, hello, they make you mad. And honestly, I had never been mad in all my life until that day. That was the first time I had lost my temper. I cussed at him. I lost it. I think I did that because I was so embarrassed, not just because he was here, but because he had managed to talk to my dad. And the fact that my neighbors that live right in front of me saw what happened. And not only that, even the neighborhood kids saw what happened. That was the most embarrassing day of my life. I don't care how embarrassing other things I've done. This was embarrassing to me. Beyond embarrassing. And I stomped all the way over to where the mailbox is to get him away from my dad. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And this is what he says to me. Oh, I happen to be in the neighborhood. I wanted to say hi. Kids, you can't just happen to be in my neighborhood. You either drive past it on Santa Rosa Ave, or you purposely come into the parking lot. There's no such thing as you happen to be here. I lost my mind at that point. I'm like, you know what? Get out of here. I don't want to see you. I don't even want to be with you. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't even want to be seen with you anymore, okay? So, oh wait kids, I'm leaving out one major detail. When he came here, he was high and he was drunk, okay? He couldn't even walk anymore. He was stumbling. Okay, do you see how mad I'm getting? I have lost my temper because of him. I have never in my life been so mad until that Tuesday. So, I ended up telling him to go, and this is what he says to me. He's like, okay, and he shrugged it off and started walking. And then I'm like, Eric, and he turns around and he's like, what? And he was cracking up and smiling at me, and I'm like, if you come here again, I am calling the police. Kids, okay, I was not wearing my makeup, my hair was a mess, I looked like a monster that day. So on top of that, I had lost my temper and I was yelling at him and I was cussing and everything. Like, I was doing the impossible to get him the heck away from my house, from my family, everything. Kids, and trust me, this guy's not a sweet guy. He is a 6'8". Yes, he is 6'8". Everyone here saw that. He is 6'8". He always has a knife. He always has a gun. Okay? Kids, he is not a safe person. I am 5'4.25". Could you imagine me dealing with that? Can you? Sorry, I got a text message. And honestly, kids, I want you guys to stay safe. I don't want you guys to ever talk or force yourselves to hang out with someone who you know personally is not going to be safe. And make sure that you and your family are okay. Honestly, if anyone does anything to my family, I'd probably stab them. I'm not even gonna. I think anyone would do anything to protect their family. Unless you got some issues, then, well, that's you. Anyways, kids, please be careful, be safe, stay safe. I don't want you guys doing anything that you get pressured into. I don't want you guys doing anything because it's cool. I don't want you guys doing anything that you feel is not okay. Just follow your gut instinct. Because I've never in my life lost my mind this bad.